This video is going to talk to you about once the job is scheduled in Service Pros, how you can communicate with your field level guys, and your field level guys can stay in close communication with your desktop people back at the office. If I'm going to look at the scheduling for today, Saturday the 2nd, here's the job that we're going to be working with here. So if I go to my mobile and I click my job, and I scroll down to the job I'm talking about, and these jobs will be in chronological time order. If you came 8, 9, 10, 11, that's the order they're going to be in for the technician. And when it's
you could also search jobs too.
Yeah. And when you can search back here by work order number, name, address, phone numbers, and such. You can. I'm signed on as an admin. A technician or a field level guy is only going to see his jobs. Right now, I'm seeing everything.
Go ahead and do the drop down menu, Billy. Do that drop down.
So if I'm as an admin, you can drop down and find your tech.
Go to James the Framer.
Framer. So that's all James the Framer's job. Yeah. So here's the job we're talking about, the Karen Homes. There are many things you can do here, but we're going to focus on 2 or 3 of the major high points on this mobile application. The first is the acknowledge button. I just acknowledged that job. James the Framer is telling the people back in the office that everything is good. He understands what he's got to do. There's no problem. If you're looking at the calendar now, you can see a thumbs up. We know that he's good to go. We don't need to call him about it. Second thing he can do is when he gets to the job, he can clock in. Once he's clocked in and you refresh the calendar, you can now see that he's got a half a clock on his job right here. Once he's done the job, completed, I guess we could take a picture right now as well, Tom?
Yes.
Image, take photo.
And you can also pull a photo out of a gallery as well, but Billy's taking the picture himself as we speak.
Add note. Now, if we looked at this job right here, you've got images right here that you can view. Those are the 2 images that we took, one just now, one previous. If you go back to your desktop and call up jobs, inside this job, 2 images right here, same 2 images, just different ways to view them. You can view them from the mobile as well. So when they get out there, if we did images at the estimate level and we wanted them to pass on to the job, which they would, either an image or a video, those images would show up for the field level guy to see what the estimate or the person who created the quote took out there and showed them how they wanted this job done so they can follow the instructions there. All right, now we've gone to the job, done the job, put a picture on it, multiple pictures if you want. We can now clock out. If you look at the calendar now, there's a full clock on that job. That means he's done with that job and he's on to the next one.
Billy, why don't you go to the completion, non-completion codes, because he'll hit that button. Yeah.
Right.
So wherever there's a drop-down menu, again, you can add your own descriptions. We've added these descriptions, and they're all color coordinated. So he's going to say that's completed for the day. He's going to hit save. Now, if Billy wants to say he made a mistake, we're going to go back on another day, do that drop-down menu, Billy. Drop down to a task not completed scheduling issue. Let's just see what hit save.
Yeah, so now the most previous one overrides.
Correct.
You can only show one per day.
Correct.
The latest one. So now we've got a problem at that job.
Yeah. Red's a highlight in my world that there's a problem. This dialogue box Billy just pulled up, this is a way to communicate what we would say you don't want anything on a work order that you don't want a customer to see. And so we communicate in the dialogue box. So this app is also for your salesmen and your previewers. It's not just for your techs in the field. So we'll communicate, and if we have to do a site visit, in the blue dialog box, we'll type a note that says video or pictures added. My scheduling crew then looks at the pictures. They know what tech to send out to that job site. So that blue button, the dialogue chat, is a way to communicate with inner office staff, and they all see it. And Billy also has there's the 2 on the right there, and then there's actually a square for the message center. And the yellow button there is for texting. And you'll see all of that right here in the message center. So the message center came up with what we just talked about. There's the text that we sent earlier and the response back. And it's just a great way to keep all the data together, and it really helps eliminate the he said, she said. When he clicks on that little button right there, it's going to acknowledge, it's going to show his response back as well. The text stay inside the work order. So you can pull up a work order and you can see any dialogue that you've had with the yellow button and the blue. And it's very quick and easy. You can also send it from the mobile if you would like. And Billy just sent me that text, and I did. Well, let's see what the response back would be on the text. A couple smiley faces. That's how quick and accurate that information is.
So basically, that's it from the mobile to the desktop world. Just recapping it, you got the thumbs up, the acknowledgement. That means, hey, guys, we're good. We're good. We got no problems. If you do have problems, we have a completion, non-completion report. At the end of the quarter, at the end of the year, we can give you a report by who's completed the most calls, who had the most problems. Is it a builder problem? Is it a customer problem? Is it an internal problem? Things of that nature. That'll come out in the reports menu. You also have the ability to chat internally between your team in the office and your team in the field. That never gets outside of Service Pros. It doesn't get on a work order. So if you leave the printed piece of paper, it does not have your chats. You also have the ability to text from the mobile, from the desktop. You can text in bulk as well. You can pull up tomorrow's workload of all cleaning services and send a mass text out to all the people that you're going to be at tomorrow, asking them to please have your fireplace off and please be available. And if not, if they want to come back and say, please reschedule, it'll come back in your text details as well. All of that will be logged right here in the text messaging center. So you can send them in bulk. You can send them individually as well. We're not going to do this, but, in all aspects of this job, we went out there, clocked in, clocked out, took pictures, did our job. It would be now time to complete the job. We're not going to complete it, but once you do complete it, the job will come out of jobs, it'll come off of the calendar, and it will go into history. So if I went into history and I had to pull up an old job, 31-148 is an old job that we're aware of. You've got 9 pictures out here. Let's say you had to reopen it. I think you said this is a service tech, Tom?
Yeah, this is a service tech taking pictures of all the readings that he got, serial number. It allows us to just have better data when that homeowner calls back and says something was wrong.
And if you did do something wrong, you can reset, reopen that job. It'll ask you, do you want it to go back to the same technician? Or if you just want to go back into the open hopper, you can do that.
That is correct. And you can also search history by address as well. Right. That's critical.
All through Service Pros, a portion of your address, name, work order number, phone number are searchable. So again, once you complete that job, it's going into history. If all's good, it stays in the history with the notes, with the history of the text, with the history of the blue chat dialogue. All of it stays with you, including the pictures.
And the videos.
And the videos. Now, once you do complete that job, As I said, it goes away from the calendar, comes out of here, goes into history. If there's money on the job, it will create an invoice. I'll just print you a quick invoice right here. You can print an invoice as you can in Service Pros. You can do summary or detail. Summary, it gives you one line item. Detail will give you a detailed breakdown of where your costs are coming from. We haven't talked a lot about inventory, but this is our inventory module. It's a multiple location inventory play. You tell it, where's this inventory located? Who is the vendor? When do you want to reorder? Is it a stock item? Is it a serialized item? That's something else we haven't talked about. If it's a serialized item, when that purchase order is received, you can key in those serial numbers. When you put that particular number at a premise, you can tag it to it, and that serial number and that equipment will be tagged right here at that customer's premise.
That is correct. And we need that for recalls most, and it is set up to work. Great feature.
So basically, that's an overview of the mobile scheduling part of the job, communicating with the desktop people, communicating with the mobile people, and going from there. Again, you turn these boxes on, the person in the field is only going to see what you want them to see. We're signed on as an admin on both places. So you see both the same thing, basically.
So you could point out, so I think it's important to realize that the app is not only for a technician, it's for a salesman, a owner.
Right.
Billy, go ahead and hit Message Center. I mean, hit Message Center on your phone. I mean, all the data is just there, just like it was from the desktop. You can look up a purchase order. You can create a purchase order. So the app just gives you a little bit more freedom to not be tied down to a desktop. Gives you the ability to see a lot of information in Service Pros. Very valuable tool.
These are your purchase orders. We haven't talked a whole lot about. This is the open purchase order we did previously. It has not been finalized. It has not been sent, and it has not been received. Once it was received, that's when the work order is ready to go on the schedule, go to the mobile world, get it on the calendar, go do the job, get your pictures, complete the job, send it to history, and start over again. Any more comments, Tom?
Nope.
Okay.
Job well done.
Thank you very much, Tom. We'll be in touch.
All right.